the President and Commander-in-Chief Julius Malema of the Economic Freedom Fighters greets Ward 16 in South Africa. Lots of love shown to Julius Malema. He was in Ward 16 to give a speech. Now he is on stage and he's gonna perform the struggle song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. Let's listen.
Roma Kubi, Siaya, Siaya. Roma Besetubola, Besishaya, Besibopa. Roma Besetubola, Besishaya, Besibopa. Who left? Come on, sir. Who left? Kita, Kiloman. Wata, Tamarumbo, Asicha. Where were you when I'm getting? Where were you when I'm getting? So for sketchy, Emoye. So for sketchy, Etati, Kichima, Kichima, Sipram Konto Alliance, Sipram Konto Alliance, Ongelabant, Ibagiti, Ongelabant, Ibagiti, Siltatile, Ilagiti, Siltatile, Ilagiti, shoot to kill, Kilama, shoot to kill, Yamasa, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer. I repeat, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
This is the song that they are so afraid of, especially President Donald Trump. He's so afraid of it. And as you can see, the people in South Africa, they love Julius Malema. Now let's listen to former President of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, explain this struggle song. He's gonna defend it actually. Let's listen.
Our President, the song Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer, you defended the song at the TRC. What's your view in this time?
It's unchanged. I mean, that thing is a chant. It's a chant. It was a chant during these days of struggle. And chants of that kind in our tradition, in the African tradition, you don't take it literally. At the TRC, to illustrate the point, I sang the song, Ngeke Ngiye KwaZulu Kwafela Umama. It's a chant. So you sing, it's Ngeke Ngiye Mina KwaZulu. You don't mean that. You don't mean I'll never go to Zululand because my mother died there. It's a chant. It's when you say kill the farmer, kill the boy. The ANC policy was forever against the killing of civilians. You chant, kill the boy, kill the farmer. There's no MK soldier who's going to go and kill a farmer. A boy, kill a farmer. No. It's a chant to motivate people. It was never taken literally. One of the commissioners there, I forget his name now, Afrikaner, he said, now I understand. And he then did a similar chant in Afrikaans. You'll find it in the text. He did the chant in Afrikaans. He says, and you can't take what it says literally. It's the same thing about kill the farmer, kill the poor. It's not, even during the course of the struggle, it was not literal. There was no instruction to an MK soldier to go and kill any poor or farmer, just because they're farmers or boers. In the context of war, yeah, soldiers, sure. So it's an exaggeration to take this thing now, as it's an instruction actually to go and kill. And people who are exaggerating know they are exaggerating. They are trying to achieve some political purpose.
Yes, so that is what the former president has to say about that song. Julius Malema is on the campaign trail, and this is how he feels about what President Trump says in the White House to President Ramaphosa. Let's listen.
Mr. Malema, you spoke a lot about your safety, especially given the utterances that were made by Mr. Trump. We see also an increased number of security. Are you really fearful for your life? And secondly, just to speak about how do those utterances by Mr. Trump, how do they affect the AFF, especially going into the local government elections?
Well, I'm not fearful. As a revolutionary, part of being killed is one of those honors you must wear with pride. But I'm not going to be reckless. When he says to Ramaphosa, why is this man not in jail? Why are you not arresting this man? He simply means, why are you not killing this man? Because this man wants to kill white people. That's what he believes. And imperialism, especially the USA, it makes such remarks meaning something different. If you remember how they killed Gaddafi, they said no-fly zone and any other necessary means in Libya. And that meant Gaddafi is going to be killed. And that's how they took care of that situation in Libya. So we know imperialism killed. The president of South Africa was unable to defend the constitution of South Africa to say, this thing that you are accusing him of and saying to us we must arrest him. Firstly, we are a constitutional democracy and we are governed by the rule of law. The judiciary has expressed itself on this matter, including the highest court in the land. If I arrest him for that, then I will be violating the constitution of South Africa, which I must respect. He failed to do that. So when a president fails to do that, you have a responsibility to defend yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing. The EFF is more powerful now. Everybody else, all of you, including Sam Kelo, you said EFF is dead, EFF is irrelevant, and all of that, only to find it in the Oval Offices and to find it in the White House. And for a USA president to argue with the South African president who's in denial, who says this is just a small party, is so insignificant. He says, that's not a small party. This party can gather 100,000 people under one roof in a stadium where I can't even see a single empty seat. You can't say that is a small party. We are not a small party. That's why imperialism is very scared of us.
Mr. Malema, how did you feel when you saw those videos of yourself being beamed at the Oval Office of President Ramaphosa, particularly noting the historical nature of Kill the Poor, Kill the Farmer song with a Constitutional Court judgment?
Well, I was not shocked necessarily. I knew that issue is going to arise, but that they will play videos, I was not sure. I didn't know all of that, but I knew that matter was going to arise. And I was very interested to hear how the president is going to defend the struggle song that the ANC has defended throughout the history of that song. He couldn't defend the song as a heritage. He couldn't defend the song as a struggle song. He couldn't explain the song that it doesn't in any means necessarily refer to literal killing of white people. It was used in reference to a white supremacist system of oppression in South Africa. He couldn't do that because he himself never believed in the struggle. And that was justified when he couldn't defend the struggle right at the White House. So we know for a fact that he threw the Constitutional Court under the bus. He threw the Constitution under the bus. He was not loyal to his oath of office to defend the Constitution of South Africa, where he should have pronounced that the highest court has ruled on the matter. I can't arrest him. Even if I wanted to, I have no powers. There is a rule of law in South Africa that needs to be followed. But they all understood the language, that the language is not arrest, it's killing. Yep. Why are you not killing him? Because he's going to kill white people. That's what he wanted to project, but he was not courageous enough. You have the whole former deputy president of the Youth League who sang this song, sitting there, not saying anything. The whole Minister of Public Relations, Kumbuzo Chabeni, I was with her in the Youth League. She was the youngest in Peter Mukaba's NEC of the ANC Youth League. She knows the history of this song. She's sitting there very scared. All of them shaking. The president himself shaking. Only 4 white Afrikaner males were confident. It was Rupert, the 2 golfers, and Steenhuisen. Why do you give Steenhuisen to speak in such a meeting and not give a minister of international relations? That department has been juniorized and is being undermined as a result. And that's what I asked him in Parliament, that have you juniorized this ministry? Are you playing with this important ministry? And we saw agriculture, a minister being promoted against the Minister of International Relations. Reason being the color of his skin.
Yes. So now we're gonna go over to listen some of his speech while he was on stage. Let's go. I gotta say, Julius Malema is a brave man. Let's listen.
Comrades, we must defend our country against imperialism. The only organization that is hated by imperialists is the EFF. I will never be intimidated by America. I will never be intimidated by Donald Trump. They were speaking about me in that meeting at White House. If they were not gossiping about me, they should have called me into that meeting. I would have answered everything that Donald Trump wanted from us. But ya transport by America by if they are not scared of me, call me into that meeting. That nonsense that Trump did in America, he will never do that nonsense in my presence, because I will confront him here and there with the facts. Ramaphosa could not present the facts in front of Donald Trump. You've got a coward president. He left here, Ariana, he won't be bullied. When he arrived there, he was shaking. Atatazela, Achaba Donald Trump, another president scared of another president. Donald Trump said to him, When you say farmers, you mean white people. He kept quiet. Farmers do not mean white people. They are black farmers. They are white farmers. Ramaphosa is a farmer himself. He should have said to Donald Trump, no, farmers are not white. I'm a farmer myself. I am not white. Why didn't he present that simple fact before Donald Trump? Why didn't he say, there are so many people killed in South Africa, and majority of them are blacks. There is no white genocide in South Africa. With crosses, he opens his eyes in shock. I know South Africa with my eyes closed. He's unable to tell Donald Trump that is not a picture of South Africa. This picture does not belong to us. We don't have mass graves of white people in South Africa. Mula was there. Kumbuzo was even worse. So why should we allow that? Amandla. Viva EFF, viva. Tata EFF, tata. Tata EFF, tata. Tata EFF, tata. Down with the ANC, down. Down with MK, down. Down with DA, down. Amandla. Thank you very much. Relevo, our DSG, and greet all our parents, Kamotente, Maulu, and all the ground forces of the EFF in Ward 16, Mwate Municipality. We are here to remind you that Lenale, a very important task under the leadership of the province and the sub-regional leadership to make this ward a people's ward. Kwakwatsi cannot remain what it is after this meeting today. They must hear that freedom is going to come in Ward 16 and is going to start on the 28th of May. Comrades, we are here to salute all those who are working the ground to make the EFF more relevant. Comrades, you were told that this organization is dying and it's a useless organization. And it only took Donald Trump to remind all of you that this is not a small organization. It was Donald Trump who said to Cyril Ramaphosa, you can't say this is a small organization because it is the only organization in South Africa that filled up FNB Stadium. And he said he never saw an empty seat. There were 100,000 people and more at the FNB Stadium. Why would you say yourself, as a fighter and a ground force, that your organization is a dying organization when the White House says this is the biggest organization in Africa and in South Africa? Comrades, they went to White House to complain about you, that you want your land, that you want jobs, that you want the banks and the mines to be returned into the hands of rightful owners. But amabo Cyril ba officing ya principala o kare ke matitjhere a tshwere bana ba banyane a re ko bona people are dying in South Africa. Ramaphosa could not defend South Africa. The whole president of South Africa, go America and say in America, there is a crime in South Africa. Yes, we know that, but why do you say it in America? Because if you say it in America, they will no longer come to South Africa as tourists. Ramaphosa has killed the tourism of South Africa when he declared crime at the White House. Comrades, it doesn't matter who we are. When we go outside South Africa, especially in front of imperialism, we must close ranks. That Rupert goes and speak bad about his DA in White House in an attempt to impress his masters. We don't like John, we don't like DA, but don't speak bad about them to Trump. In each and every house, in each and every mukuku, there must be electricity. Why? Electricity is not luxury. It's a basic necessity, especially for our children who are studying at night. They cannot continue to study with the country. And Mutakas almost strong out on Julius Malema. Not Mutakas out on Ramaphosa. Hapula itla what disappear. Hauna le moya what disappear. We want a reliable electricity, but in that electricity, Bonkonu must not pay for water and electricity because Bonkonu ba tola social grant. Amutwa tola social grant. It means Muto can afford. That's why we are giving you social grant. How kabereka puso or musadi wa hao or munao abereka puso when you reach the age ya social grant? Are we told because one of you is working for government or used to work for government, therefore you can afford? Meaning this money is only reserved for the poor. Now you say they are poor, you give them social grants, which we are happy about because we want to increase those social grants as the EFF so that the poor can live better than the dogs of the president of South Africa. But how do you say they are poor and you give them money and you come at night and you say pay for water and electricity from the same money that you said you are giving to the poor? We want to use a SASA database, Rikenye Kongwate municipality, automatically incheba tukaufela out of the system ya upatela mutlakasi limetsi. If they are on the list ya SASA, it means they are poor, they can't afford to pay for water and electricity. Fighters, Rebatama to the RDP house, Jadi proper, not in Tozoka matchbox houses. Rebata dintro zemnat. Dibeli di corner from outside. Kamwari ntoke passage mwanesh. Ntwela ya passage is not luxury. It's separatable lao, le dining, le cage. Teja ANC, how ru Roberts, or umobulao, ki kamura Roberts, how to wana onion, mopele au same time. How traveling yan or before, kibona onioni, how refela onion. Rebata matlu, Alungur, they are divided inside. They must have inside bathroom. And bathroom yaw flasher. Flashing is not luxury. Hauna le kuwa, le la hopo, le lieutenant toilet yamkoti. All white people go to a flashing toilet. That's why Kwakwatsi hauna di hopo tama kuwa, because you don't have a flashing toilet. The hopo tama kuwa di kotropo. They know wherever about a toilet, they must find a flashing toilet. So how do you open a quality cannot flushing toilet when else not flushing toilet? It means you are worse than the white hopos. Bathroom mo, ubele di camora, ubele camora, and the debate divided more, not one brick, two bricks. Ubele camora bat baba ulu, ubele camora bat baba nyane. Ureba to Baba Uluba and Totaba to Baba Ul. Baba Yaneba Scoutland Totaba to Baba Ul. Yalo Taruru, Uruba Bizil Mutuakamo, Urigamu Tara, Manaber, Mama Tehingamo, Arriba Tim 12. ha e kgutlise seriti, ha e di bana ba rena ba hole ba na le confidence. Re batla bana ba tswe from the houses tse leng hore ba khutla hoseng dichomi tsa bona di ba khapa ba tso tansa motantsho ba ska re ndrope khoneng a re ndrope mo gating ke mo hesu mona, because they will be proud of those houses. Re tsolwa re lwantsha vet ba re kgante re etsa di-joke ra ya ko court ya re this vet must not come in, we don't want vet today, vet is out, we are starting a new battle. A ke re batho ba ke ditsotsi ba ANC ha o ba shapa ka mo batla kam re ba shapile ka vete re sa relaxite re monate ba re no petrol levy he tsotsi tje bana petrol levy ewe le taxi le vet is the same thing, even the levy is worse because petrol affects everyone, affects everything. Ha bakery itswa ko toropong itlamo already it must pay, which means the price of bread is going to go high. Tomorrow, but ba ya mesebetsing ha levy ya petrol ya ko dim inyuluwa, it means taxi tšhelete ya taxi ya nyuluwa le yona ha una ntho e sa nyuluweng ha petrol levy nyuluwa. So we are fighting that in parliament or re batle the same way re sa batleng vet le yona re ba.
Guru family, as you know, I don't know this language, but based on what he's saying, he's basically fighting the gas levy in parliament or the petrol levy in parliament. And he's saying that if that levy is allowed to go ahead, then taxi will increase, gas will increase, and all that other stuff. So he's basically fighting in parliament for the poor people of South Africa.
Fighters, re lwanela hore bana kaofela bona bana ko dikolong ba tseneng ko tertiary ba kolotang tertiary dikolo fees tseo tsa bona di cancelwe, the fees all of them. We want the student debt cancelled. Bana ba ba create results ba yo kgona ho etsa ntho.
So what he just said, he wants to cancel the student debt. Okay, like student loan, stuff like that. He wants it cancelled.
Sheba mesebetsi ba tshwere di-qualification. Let us cancel the student debt to restore the dignity of young people of South Africa. I'm very happy, Councillor, and I agree with you. There shouldn't be any corner where there's no Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not luxury, it's information, and information is life. Starlink, it doesn't mean we are opposed to Wi-Fi. It doesn't mean we are opposed to information. South Africa.
So now he's explaining that not because he is opposing Starlink means that he is opposing the internet. Because as you can see, he is asking for Wi-Fi. Every part of South Africa should have Wi-Fi. That's what he is explaining right now.
But every school must have Wi-Fi. Every public space must have Wi-Fi. Every clinic, every hospital must have a Wi-Fi. Because the more we're informed, the more we're able to take informed decisions. Comrades, clinic I sebetse 24 hours. Because batho ba kuli ka 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock ya motsheare. How decide to after 4:30.
So now he's basically asking that the clinics be run 24 hours. That's what I'm getting. As I said, I don't know this language, but if you listen closely, it's kind of close to English. So you listen closely and you will see what Julius Malema is about.
Re batla hore ntho e bereke 24/7, but not just, it can't just be called a clinic because ke mohao. It must have an ambulance. It must have sophisticated medical equipment inside that building. It means inside that building, that's why it's a shebin. Yeba riki clinic, haona ditlhare. Ha o re ke a kula, ke bolaya ke matlo, ba o fa Panado. Ha o fitla hore mangwele a ba Panado. O re bana dingaka tse di ile sekolong for 7 years o ithuta ka Panado. Ba no re fa Panado everything. So that Panado arrangement must come to an end. Re batla hore in our clinic there must be medication. So fighters, we have an appointment on the 28th. Where I was just here to remind you for Leskai Tibatsa about your suffering. Leskai Tibatsa about the daily struggles that you experience every day. This is an opportunity once more. La lekase voted as EFF, we will never stop fighting for you because we don't have to be voted for us to love you. We love black people. We will fight for black people. We'll represent them. 9% that we have in parliament, it is felt in America. It is very powerful. It is all over the world. The first black man to turn Oval Office into a cinema is speaking to you now. No one has ever done that in history except the man before you. So, comrades, it's not about those issues of numbers. It's about content. It's about superior logic. The issues that we raise, whether we're 9% or not, they are so powerful that they are felt all over Africa and the world. For example, MK, more numbers than the EFF. Mara it is stupid combined. But same. Next parliament, but already no more for nothing. So, comrades, let's make sure that 28th of May restore the power of the mighty EFF. This is a red train. This is an unstoppable train. No one is going to stand in front of it. If you stand in front of this moving train, we are going to crush you and proceed with the liberation of the African masses of our people. Comrades, 28th of May is a freedom day. Freedom is going to start here and spread all over South Africa. On the 28th of May, we are giving them warning because 2026, we are taking over all municipalities in South Africa, but start now. EFF, itadile ko kai unka puso. Kwakwatsi, what 16 even in the history of the economic liberation of South Africa.
So this is why people all around the world love this man, Julius Malema. He is the one that is fighting for a better life for black people right now in South Africa. Please leave your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up, share, subscribe, watch another video, and always want more, and make sure you are worth more. I will catch you in the next one.